Hello and welcome. In today's video we are talking once again all about eyeshadow palettes because that's just what I love. So I'm going to tell you some recommendations that I have for holiday palettes for this year. So if you like that kind of content, then make sure you stay tuned. Hello and welcome, my friends. In today's video we are talking all about eyeshadow palettes once again. You know, I love eyeshadow palettes, they're my favorite thing. So yes, so today we are talking all about holiday palettes. I tried to pick most I haven't talked about before. Most of these are newer from this year, but like, you know, some might be repeated. It's just some ones that I just think are gorgeous and perfect for holiday, but majority will be newer. So yeah, so I'm going to give you my top 10 eyeshadow palette recommendations for the holidays. So if you like that kind of content, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below, turn on all notifications, and otherwise let's just get to talking about some eyeshadow palettes because you know it's my first love for makeup. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm not going to go in any specific order because I just love all of these and I think they all work for the holidays. So and that's any holiday, whether, you know, no matter what holiday you celebrate, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, you know, I'm talking New Year's Eve, you know, as well. So like the whole, you know, whole package. All right, so one of the first ones I want to talk about here is a newer one that I just received probably in the last week or two. It's by Nomad Cosmetics. It is Santa's Village, which is a cute little 9-pan eyeshadow palette. It is actually what I'm wearing today, and I think it's really pretty. Now, most of these shadows are a little bit like more pressed, so like your shifty shadows here, which you do have a couple, I think actually all of these that are on here are at least duochromes, if not multi-chromes, but they're more so like packed in there and they're more like topper shades. So I'm actually wearing all of these outer ones here in some fashion on my eyes, and then I have this lighter shade and then this deeper shade here are my two matte shadows that I'm wearing. So, but yeah, I think it's actually a really pretty palette. So what I ended up doing is make sure I'm telling you the correct thing. But yeah, so I ended up putting this on the outer portion of the eye. I first layered this one in the middle to corner and then kind of topped it with this shadow here. And then underneath the eye, I just used more of like a, you know, combination of those two under the eye there. And then I did put just a little bit of this one here in this inner portion of the, you know, underneath eye. So, but yeah, so I pretty much wore all the colors except for like this middle row here are what I didn't wear. So you could definitely get a little bit more warmer toned look out of those with that, you know, color options there. But I think it's a cute little palette. So I definitely think this would be a nice little holiday palette. So if you've had a chance to pick it up, I definitely recommend it. So there you go. All right, next I kind of grouped these together. So this is technically number 2, but I did, like I said, put them all together just so I could fit more palettes in here. But I have Simply Posh Cosmetics and I have 3 of their eyeshadow palettes. So 2 of these are just all like duochrome. So you have the Icy Chill palette. So pretty, but I think these tones would be gorgeous for like, you know, a New Year's Eve, this time of the year. I think they'd be really, really pretty. So I definitely recommend these. And then we have Northern Lights, which of course, just a little bit like almost darker version of that other one as far as like the tones. But yeah, I think this would be a really, really pretty too. So I think like the combination of these two, kind of why I put all these together, but I think that'd be a really, really nice combination for a really nice winter look. So a holiday look. And then we have the Cozy Cabin. The reason I picked this one, the nice thing about this is, again, you do have some mattes to dig into as well as some more duochromes. So I just thought this was just a nice, you know, kind of, you know, expansion of these. So again, you have your mattes you can use in here and then also some more duochromes in there as well. But I highly recommend Simply Posh Cosmetics. I've talked a lot about them. I think I have all of their palettes that they've come out with so far, unless anything has come out in the last couple of weeks. I've been kind of on a low buy for December, so I haven't picked up too much, you know, currently, but I just did want to give you a heads up on these. One that kind of surprised me, but I actually do like it. They recently had this duo from Tarte, like their holiday palettes. I have the Glamour palette And then I have the Gilded palette. Now out of the two, I do like the Gilded more. Like I just feel like the look I came up with, I just enjoyed that look a little bit more, but they're both really, really pretty. And then like what I do like is this one is a little bit more cooler tone. So this would be great for like New Year's Eve, that kind of thing, kind of glitz it up a little bit more. And then I think this other one, the Gilded one, is really, really nice for like, you know, I celebrate Christmas. So for me, I could see myself wearing this as a Christmas palette. So yeah, but I think it's really pretty, but I've actually really enjoyed both of these. So yeah, so I have to say, I don't think I gave the Man-Eater one as much love as it deserved. I was kind of mean when I tested it out, but I think I just like the color stories better on this one, these two. So I don't know, but yeah, but I think those would be wonderful choices for the holiday. Here I have a newer one to me, Gloss Gods Cosmetics, the Smoke and Mirrors Remixed palette. I think this would be a really, really pretty one, especially for like New Year's. These colors here are really intense. They have a lot of pigmentation, high shine. They're so pretty. And then these are like, I don't know if it's just a duochrome or multi-chrome here, but it definitely does have like a more of like a yellowish greenish shift in there that you can kind of see some pink in there. So yeah, it must be probably a multi-chrome. And then this one I believe shifts a little bit too, even though it's harder to tell. But yeah, but those would be really, really pretty to just really amp up the look. So I really highly recommend trying this out and trying out Gloss Gods if you get a chance, another indie brand that I highly recommend. And then that would technically be palette number 4. So number 5, I'm going to go to an oldie but goodie. I guess not really that old, but Huda Beauty's Rose Quartz palette. I just love this palette. It's still my favorite from Huda Beauty. I think it's gorgeous. And like these tones here, I think would be really, really pretty to like really amp up your look for the holiday. So if you really want something a little bit more glitz and glamour and, you know, a little shiny and sparkly, yeah, I think this is a great option, and a little bit cooler tones. So it'd be really good for like winter just in general. So highly recommend that. All right, next I'm going to talk about Natasha Denona, and I did kind of group these together too, but I have the Glam palette, which I know I've talked about before, but this is a great time of year to pick up the, you know, like to get this palette out if you have it already. But yeah, I really like this. I think it's a gorgeous palette, and some of those are really glam up your look too. And then I think it'd be really pretty to mix it with the Retro Glam, the newer palette by Natasha Denona. But again, if you're somebody that's more into like muted tones, you don't want all these like really high shine or really like just intense, I think this is a really nice one. This would be really nice for the holiday. Again, a more muted look. So if you're like into more neutrals or more natural looks, I think this would be a really, really good option for you. But I highly recommend both of those. Oh my gosh, if you're able to get your hands on these, I hope you're enjoying them, but they are just gorgeous. We have Odens Eye. We have the Merry Christmas palette. Gorgeous. I mean, obviously has it all in there exactly. And then this one, it says Christmas Eve, but I honestly think of this more of like a New Year's. I mean, I guess Christmas Eve too, but I think the only thing I think that I would have liked to see is like a Christmas specific one and like a New Year's specific one. But again, I think you could really get away with this for like New Year's too. So I think both of these are gorgeous. I mean, just the overall aesthetic of them, you know, packaging, just the whole feel, the whole vibe of these are just amazing, gorgeous, love them, and highly, highly recommend. I hope you had been able to get your hands on them because I highly recommend them. So number 8, this is just one I always pull out or think of like for the holiday, is Pat McGrath Mothership 1. I just think the tones in here, and then that blue, and then that like really light almost white shade there, even though it's like a special, you know, like I think it's a Blitz Astral, I think those are, but I think those tones, I think that'd be so pretty for the holiday, for like New Year's. Oh, I think, yeah, there's such gorgeous looks, and just the whole like a little bit cooler tone vibe of this one. Really one of my favorites from Pat McGrath as far as the Mothership palettes. Really, really, really highly recommended that palette, and that is number 8. Now with more Pat McGrath, I'm going to rank these together. Number 9, I have the Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana. I think this is a really pretty palette, again with some green or red, would be perfect for like, you know, Christmas time if you celebrate Christmas. But again, I think even these other tones, I think you could definitely get away with this for the New Year as well. So, so pretty. This metallic shades are really, really pretty in those. But I also like the little 5-pan palette she did. So I have the Nude Allure, which is really, really pretty. But my favorite of these two smaller ones is the Bronze Bliss. I think this palette is gorgeous, and this would be beautiful for New Year's. Now that shade in the center there is just metallic. That thing is shiny. Lots of glitz and glamour right there in that shade. So I think that'd be a beautiful one to bring out for like the holiday, for New Year's specifically, but I think you could do it for either holiday. So that was number 9. Number 10, Adept Cosmetics. I have the Minka palette, which just screams New Year's. Now this is like party in a palette. So, I mean, if you want some high shine, glitzy, glamorous, you know, sparkly, you know, make your eyes just glimmer in the light, definitely get some looks out of that and some second glances, that'll do it. That palette is gorgeous. Now, like I said before, it does stain the eyes a little bit, so I do warn you on that. It does have some staining, so if that bothers you, if that's an issue, or if you're like highly sensitive, you might not be able to get away with that palette. But I do have another recommendation here, the Heather Austin. I think this palette is gorgeous, and I think with this green in here that, you know, you could definitely make this work for the holidays, and then some more glitzy shimmery shades there for like New Year's. I think this is just such a diverse, versatile palette, and highly recommend. If you're going to check out anything from Adept Cosmetics, these are my 2 top picks for Adept Cosmetics. So. But yeah, that is all I have for you for the holiday palettes for 2022. Yes, let me know what you think. Do you have any recommendations? Do you agree, disagree with any of these? I'd love to hear from you. Please leave me a comment. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Turn on all notifications. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. And happy holidays, everyone. See you next time. Bye. Can't believe this year's already gone. Oh my gosh, where'd the time go? Where's it going? Slow down. Okay. All right, for real. Bye. See you next time.